Cross-pollination. It is a process by which pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the flower of the same species or closely related species. Types of pollination. There are two types of pollination. They are self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination. In this type of pollination, pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Cross-pollination. In this type of pollination, pollen grains are transferred to the stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species or sometimes of very closely related species. Advantages of self-pollination. The following points will help you to understand the advantages of self-pollination. Self-pollination is a definite method of seed formation. Here, parental characters are preserved from generation to generation. Flowers need not be large or attractive. Scent and nectar need not be produced by the flower to attract insects. In spite of the above advantages, they also have some disadvantages. Disadvantages of self-pollination. If continuous self-pollination occurs, it may decrease the vigor of the future generations of the species. The weak characteristics of the species are not diminished. Genetic improvement does not take place. Advantages of cross-pollination. Here we get more vigorous offsprings. Through this method, new, improved and more adapted varieties can be produced. Disadvantages of cross-pollination. Cross-pollination is dependent on pollinating agencies such as wind, water and insects, so it is not definite. Pollen has to be produced in very large quantities to ensure pollination, as a lot of pollen is destroyed in transit. The flower has to form large, showy petals to attract insects for ensuring pollination. Agents of cross-pollination. There are certain agents for transferring pollen grains to the stigma. They are insects, wind, water, and animals. Flowers have certain characteristics which help in pollination.